Irvin Magic Johnson left many captivated with his play on the court. But today, he left hundreds of students inspired with his words. Narbonne's football team has already won their state championship, and after tonight's victory, Narbonne's basketball team is one step closer. These bike lanes that were added to Pacific Avenue are all part of the 2010 LA Bike Plan. While majority of the people in San Pedro use Beacon Street as a running trail to exercise. Talk about your defense there. The game came down to the wire. How big has your defense been for you guys all season?
The extreme green grass is made of a natural Earth's pigment. It is non-toxic to the environment.
Couple of tough losses there with Iowa and Northwestern. How does it feel to go out against a USC team, which traditionally they're so good in bowl games? These children are playing feet away from the giant problem that shadows the city of San Pedro and the entire county of Los Angeles. Homelessness. This is just one of several full shopping carts, along with cardboard boxes, made into homes only 50 feet away from the children. San Pedro residents are exposed to this every day and say that they almost have become used to it.
The problem is that we've had the homeless here for well over 50 years, if not 100 years.
As you drive down the street, you see them all over, sitting on the benches in front of 7-Eleven, sitting on the sidewalks. They're pretty much everywhere in the city.
The cold reality is that the search for a home for these people seems to be a tougher fight than originally expected. While majority of the people in San Pedro use Beacon Street as a running trail to exercise, it has become a popular destination for homeless individuals to set up tents like these behind me on sidewalks to spend the night. Councilman Joe Buscaino discussed giving police officers permission to arrest or cite those who choose to leave their encampments visible during the day. The San Pedro Homeless Task Force, which was built last September, has been researching how to combat the problem. President Ray Relagado says people in the community have to work together with the authorities.
If we're able to make sure that law enforcement has the tools, has the support, and the ability to do what they are asked to do, then the community has their role to do, and their role is to go in there and help.
Although more than 10,000 people were placed in permanent housing in 2014, still a lack of housing and necessary help for mental health groups makes homelessness a battle for the long road. In San Pedro, Carlos Gonzalez, Valley View News. Christian Olicon says he's leaving home to reach class earlier than years past.
Leaving to school in the mornings, I noticed that there's more traffic. When there used to be 2 lanes, I was able to get on the freeway right away.
He says this change is because cyclists now have their own lane. These bike lanes that were added on Pacific Avenue are all part of the 2010 LA Bike Plan, which over the span of 30 years is supposed to add 1,600 miles of bikeways to connect through the city of Los Angeles. But the streets have greeted rush hour drivers with slow pace and bumper-to-bumper traffic. That's because to make room for the new bike lanes, Pacific Avenue changed from 2 lanes in each direction to 1, also adding left-hand turn lanes. Roberto Cruz's tamale stand lies on the corner of 8th and Pacific. He believes traffic buildup is not the only thing the bike lanes are capable of causing. There are times the vehicles drive too close to the curb. They drive over the bike lanes. They could cause an accident. There aren't many cyclists. The Bike Palace has been on Pacific Avenue since 1973. And the bike lanes run right outside owner Tony Yabaca's store.
Yeah, it's definitely made Pacific safer for the cyclists, I think for drivers, because it has forced them to slow down. They cannot go around the cars in front of them anymore.
And even though majority of cyclists choose to ignore the bike lanes, it's nice to have the option. In San Pedro, Carlos Gonzalez, Valley View News.
Well, I said yeah, because he's like one of my favorite players.
The cheerleaders were out, the snack bar was in business, and the crowd was pouring in for Los Angeles Lakers legend Irvin Magic Johnson. CSUN men's basketball coach Reggie Theus is a longtime friend of Johnson and was on hand for the event. Johnson received a very warm welcome from the CSUN community. Many students recorded and took pictures capturing the moment.
Everything that you want if you take care of business while you're here. So don't worry about trying to get the job that you want.
Johnson encouraged the audience to always exceed expectations, always give it your all, and never give up. One birthday girl even received the gift of a lifetime. After, Johnson saved time to sign autographs, take selfies, and more selfies. CSUN student Victoria Hernandez said she left Johnson's lecture motivated.
I learned that having a vision and staying committed to that vision will honestly get you to wherever you want to be.
Irvin Magic Johnson left many captivated with his play on the court, but today, he left hundreds of students inspired with his words. In Northridge, Carlos Gonzalez, Valley View News. An Uber driver admitted to killing 6 people last Saturday in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and has been charged with murder. Authorities are searching for motives that led to the shooter's rampage. Jason Brian Dalton opened fire in an apartment complex, a car dealership, and a restaurant. The shooter also wounded 2 others, including a 14-year-old girl.
Now let's go to Carlos Gonzalez with the latest news in sports.
Thanks, Jarena. The Los Angeles Lakers make history. The Lakers staged one of the biggest upsets in NBA history. The 12-51 Lakers defeated the 55-5 Golden State Warriors last Sunday, 112-95. Yeah, you heard it correctly. We are here in San Diego live at Qualcomm Stadium, where it is final. USC has lost to Wisconsin 23-21. For FI 360 Sports, I'm Carlos Gonzalez. We'll see you next time.